I mean, Brent, if I had to ask you now, will you close your eyes for 20 seconds while you drive?
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
But if you're reading a WhatsApp, you're essentially blind to what's happening on the road.
Welcome back to another episode of Good Things with myself, Brent Lindeque. Today, I have the CEO of Discovery Insure sitting beside me, Robert Attwell. I'm not going to call you Robert, it's too formal.
Rob is perfect.
Rob is perfect. Okay, that makes me feel like we're more buddies.
Exactly.
Just chatting.
Thank you.
Just chatting. But I've got him here today because Discovery Insure have started a new campaign that may have been powered by them, but it's meant for all of you. We want to get you off your phones, don't we?
That's exactly it.
Yeah. What is it called? Don't drive, text later. No.
Drive now, text later.
Drive now, text later. It's simple. And the whole concept is so incredibly important. I'm a driver, and I have been for many years. And I know that our roads, maybe South Africa and the world, there's a lot of people that do sit on their phones. Has that become a big problem from your aspect that you can see from, I don't know, clients or crashes or how we're looking at things?
Yeah. I mean, Brent, that is exactly it. I mean, even without all the telematics data, and I'm going to speak about that later.
Big word, telematics.
No, telematics. Telematics data, fancy. But maybe before we get there,
Yeah.
all of us are South Africans. You've been at a red robot where everyone is standing at the robot turns green, and no one moves until someone does a little hoot. The guy in front realizes, oh, it's green because he was on his phone, and then everyone starts moving. Like, we've all seen that, right? Very South African. You see a bad driver, you try overtake him. We all do the glare, right? To profile the driver. You've done it. We've all done it. And you check, and the guy's actually on his phone.
Yeah.
So even without the data, we know that this is happening. But we have the data to show that guys are on their phones more. And interestingly, phone usage has overtaken speeding as the number one reason of having an accident.
Stop it.
It's crazy. I mean, you remember back in the day, you drove to Durban, there was a sign that said speed kills.
Yes.
Actually, now phone usage is killing.
So I'll tell you this, and I'm not being paid to say this. I'm in the Discovery, I don't know if you call it a family. I'm in the I am all Discovery. So I have ticked the box on all the different products. On Discovery Insure, the one thing that it did for me, because I'm also all about gamification.
Yeah.
So well done to your team for putting together ideas to inspire us to be better at, living better. But when I joined Discovery Insure a couple of years ago, it was one of the things that I took on board is putting my phone down because I didn't want to lose points.
Yeah.
And it's noticeable now. I see it on the roads, how people will be driving and that phone will be right here. Right here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you think you can see through it.
Even on the steering wheel.
It's the worst. It's the worst. And the reality is you can't. And it does cause, like you say, it's taken over speeding. What are the stats of what we're seeing on the roads in South Africa?
Yeah. I mean, Brent, if I had to ask you now, will you close your eyes for 20 seconds while you drive?
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
But if you're reading a WhatsApp, you're essentially blind to what's happening on the road. And we can see 20 seconds of phone usage increases the odds of having an accident by more than 60%, right? So like the correlation is, the data is unequivocal. For our clients specifically, we know if a client has claimed, there's a 52% chance that they use their phone on that trip when they claimed, right? So kind of a real direct link to motor vehicle accidents and then road fatalities. And I think that's why we have this campaign, right? Let's start a movement. It's not about Discovery Insure clients. It's saying, how do we stand together to get people off their phones in South Africa, because no text and no voice note is worth a life.
Absolutely. So I am going to say this because underlying, it does come from a place of business. And obviously, if your drivers are better and they're getting off their phones, it's better for you. But here's the reality. If everyone decides to join this movement and get off your phones, it will literally save lives. Save lives. I had a family member who was in a road accident and who passed away. I think it was 2 years ago that we lost Jassie. And that impacted our family that we're still not over it. We still miss him greatly. And whether he was on his phone or not, we'll never know. But the idea that perhaps he could have been saved by a movement that could take hold, That's huge. And I think that's one of the most important things, is that you're literally saving lives.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's what we're trying to do. So we're saying it's not a short-term advertising campaign. We want to start a movement that South Africans actually stand up and say, phone usage on the road is just not okay.
So what do we do? How do we join the movement? Obviously, we get off the phones first and foremost.
First prize, just get rid of your phone.
Yeah.
But ideally, there's actually lots of prizes up for grabs. We're saying actually we want to reward people who say I stand against phone usage. We've partnered with BP South Africa. So all you essentially do, you go fill up at BP. If you fill up with more than 600 Rand, we'll give you a sticker, a little thumb sticker. And really the idea is that on that day when you drive, it's a reminder actually that you're making this pledge to say, I'm not going to use my phone. Scan the QR code on that little ticket we give you and make your pledge. And then if you post it on social media with hashtag drive now, text later, you can stand a chance to up to R1 million of prizes.
R1 million in prizes.
R1 million.
I said I'm all about gamification.
Yeah.
I'm a Discovery client. You are on my show, and I already don't drive with my phone. Can I enter?
You can enter. You automatically in, but you don't have to be a Discovery Insure client to enter.
Okay, that's even
really
better.
Important, right? And you'll still get, of course, weekly rewards for not using your phone as a client.
Yeah, it's all the good stuff. But that's not where it ends, right? So at Discovery Insure, you guys are also doing other projects to make our roads safer. So yes, you want to inspire South Africans to join this movement. But you've got initiatives like the Pothole Patrol.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So Brent, I mean, everything we try to do is around shared value, right? So when we try to think about managing risk, we don't just think about our clients, we think about actually can society benefit from things we do. And post-COVID, I mean, I get a report of claims every week. And suddenly we saw this massive influx of pothole-related claims. And this was, for an actuary myself, a great problem to solve. We know the cost of repairing a pothole. I know the cost of pothole claims. And of course, we know where most people in South Africa drive. And through that, we launched the Pothole Patrol. We partnered very closely with the Johannesburg Roads Agency and the City of Joburg. And Avis South Africa is a really great co-sponsor for us on this initiative. We've repaired over 280,000 potholes in Johannesburg.
I love big numbers.
It's amazing. It's a nice number,
exciting.
$250,000.
Yeah.
And I mean, frankly, it's made South African roads safer. Everyone benefits. And of course, Insure also benefited through lower pothole-related claims.
It's awesome to see them on the roads when you're driving and you see the team and that little bus and they've got their cones out and the banners, and you just think to yourself, what a lekker private public partnership that is coming together to make our roads safer. I speak about active citizenry often. Was it difficult to get involved with government to fix these potholes?
Not at all. I mean, I think there's a massive need, and if you can increase the supply of services and make citizens' lives better, why not, right? And the government was very open to us, and especially the Joburg Roads Agency, to say actually come on board. Like everyone that helps is a helpful hand.
Absolutely. And I think at the end of the day, it's all about making our roads safer for each other. Because when we have better roads, when we're better drivers, we'll get from A to B in a better way, safer. And you know, that WhatsApp or that voice note can really wait.
Definitely.
It can wait.
It can wait. Definitely.
But you also have other initiatives. There's the driving to school, there's the fire force. What are these about?
Yeah, I mean, Brent, so they fit in exactly with us around shared value, right? More societal impact. So the one that's very close to my heart is just around kind of youth education and them being the future of South Africa. And personally, like, youth deserve to be able to be taken to school safely, in a very safe environment with a safe driver. So we've started an initiative in 2013 called Safe Journeys to School. And ultimately it's for scholar transporters who take children to school and saying, can we use our telematics data? Can we use our behavior change program and overlay that with wellness programs, health checks, first aid courses, and make sure that children get to school safely every single day. And the initiative has worked remarkably well. We have more than 750 drivers on this program in Gauteng and the Western Cape. 22,000 scholars get transported safely to school every day through this program. And I think what's remarkable is since we've launched it, there hasn't been a single death of a scholar since 2013, which we're very, very proud of.
It's making a real difference where it matters most.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And then the other initiative, we don't speak about this enough. There are 6 fires on average in Joburg every single day, right? And there's just a need for more fire services. So we launched something called Fire Force. in partnership with Advanced Emergency Management Services. And I mean, they've been incredible. So these are these blue fire trucks.
I've seen them.
They're pretty cool. And of course, if we can save a house from burning down, that's first prize. But if you can save a life in that house, that is priceless to a family and a generation. I mean, that's really what we're trying to do on a societal level. And again, that's not just for a Discovery Insure client. We'll deploy that fire truck whenever someone phones in to say there's a fire in their neighborhood.
If we take all of these initiatives that we've spoken about, and you've rattled off many numbers that you've told us, you fixed over 250,000 potholes and all these kids that are getting to school. Obviously, the numbers speak for themselves. You're changing South Africa. You're changing the way South Africa thinks, how they move, and you're saving lives.
That's exactly it. So I think we're trying to, we're pro-South Africa. I'm a pro-South African CEO. This is where we want to invest, right? And we want to make South Africa better for us and, of course, our future generations.
If people want more information about where to, join the movement without being on social media, is there a website that they can go to?
There's a hashtag Drive Now Text Later campaign website. Just search for that on Google and it'll come up really quickly. Or of course just visit BP and you'll get your sticker.
It's that simple! Get off your phone. I hope you're not watching this right now on your phone. I will be disgusted in you. Rob, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you, and thank you to listeners.
Absolutely. As I say every week, you need to like, subscribe, and I'm going to add something in. Get off your phone. It's been great. Wishing you only good things. Okay, love you. Bye.